watch me do what I got to do. I'm too hot for you, I'm not about to lose, I'm the greatest. Big smile for the haters, whole world know that I'm
Hey guys, I'm back again. I am back again with another interesting episode. You're welcome to my YouTube channel, WWE Enga with Amy. If you're new to this channel, I'm Azubike Chamaka Favor, and if you're a returning subscriber, I'm saying welcome to the family. So it's been weeks after Survivor series, and I'm sure you guys loved the last video I posted. Thank you guys so much for hitting the subscribe button, for hitting the like button, for sharing, for the heartwarming comments. I love you guys so much. In today's episode is going to be last night's Monday Night Raw update. But before I go anywhere, I'm going to be listing bullet points that happened 3 past weeks after Survivor series. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And on Friday Night SmackDown, we see Bianca Belair coming out after the Survivor series with victory, celebrating our team's victory for the Women's War Games, which led to a match against her and Kairi Sane, who is a Damage Control member. Secondly, on a Friday Night SmackDown, we had the Viper returning to SmackDown, just coming, as a legend who is back. He's just coming in, and he was left in a situation whereby he has to pick between the Raw brand and the SmackDown brand. Adam Pearce offered him a match against the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, who is Seth Rollins, if Orton agrees to remain in Raw. Meanwhile, Nick Aldis, who is the general manager of SmackDown, offered Randy Orton the man who took him out of camera last year, which is the Bloodline. And of course, Randy being Randy, he sees the opportunity wide open. He grabbed the opportunity, and sadly, Randy Orton is the newest superstar that is in SmackDown. Speaking of interesting things that have happened though, guys, I was so surprised to see this, because tell me why on earth Nakamura would do this. Hey, like, what was that? I wasn't expecting Shinsuke Nakamura to do that to Cody Rhodes, because why on earth would Shinsuke do that? Like, what is bringing them together? I do not sincerely understand. And Shinsuke went as far as saying they are both in the same place. They won Royal Rumble, but they couldn't win WrestleMania. And he is going to be the one to finish Cody's story. And this whole thing was actually surprising, because I don't think anyone was expecting a Shinsuke and Cody. Even Cody himself wasn't expecting anything like that. But let's just see how this feud goes. Moving on, we had our Katana Chance and Kaden Carter coming up to win Tegan Nox and Natalya to be the contenders of the WWE Women's Tag Team title. And this was the super interesting move they did to win that. It was actually pretty surprising. I'm happy for those two women. They came all the way from NXT, being drafted to Raw, and now they are doing super pretty amazing things. I can't wait to see them beat Piper Niven and Chelsea Green, and let's just see how everything goes. Meanwhile, speaking of other superstars that came for War Games, CM Punk and Seth Rollins had this old backstage segment on a Monday Night Raw episode, whereby he was telling Adam Pearce that he wasn't feeling too comfortable with Adam, thinking of signing CM Punk to the Raw brand. And of course, you guys will get to know what happened in that whole situation later. But the official roster for the Royal Rumble is out, guys. Royal Rumble, January 27th, 2024. And it's out, and the old poster, the old superstars I saw in this poster over here, like, I'm having second thoughts, because Royal Rumble's gonna be lit. Royal Rumble's gonna be lit. We have the likes of Bianca, we have the likes of different superstars coming in, and this is to show you all that Royal Rumble won't come to play. WWE ain't coming to play for Royal Rumble. Like, they've given us different and superb PLEs this year, which simply means 2024 is going to be bigger and better than what we received this year. And Sami Zayn, as we all know, the big superstar Sami Zayn, has asked for a timeout and was granted his request by WWE. And also, Wesley, who is the contender for Dum Dum to battle against the North American title, had an injury which is 100% legitimate and it is not storyline based. And of course, for the North American title, where we had an NXT deadline, to replace Wesley was Dragon Lee. And luckily, Dragon Lee defeats Dirty Dom, also known as Dominic Mysterio, to be our new NXT North American champion. And even the old Rey Mysterio was so happy to see his son lose, which means father no title, son no title. Okay, that's every bullet point that I can list out for now that happened this past week after Survivor Series. Let's get to the real deal, and I'm about to feed you all the old gist that happened last night on Monday Night Raw. To kick off Monday Night Raw, our very own main event, Jey Uso, came out and was rejoicing because last week or so his popular word "eat" was banned. I think because of some issues, and I don't really get that, but the each word was banned. And coming this week, Jey Uso came out and said the word "eat" can be used again by himself and any other WWE person there is. Eat. You've heard it by the Eat Man himself, Jey Uso. We are free to use the word "eat" as many times as we want. Speaking of main event, Jey Uso, he got defeated on Monday by what they call him, our Scottish warrior, Drew McIntyre. My two babies. I'm not going to say anything about this one because I love Drew McIntyre. Anything concerning Drew McIntyre, leave me out of it because I am not saying anything concerning him. Speaking of a backstage segment, there's this heated exchange between Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest on who the leader of the Judgment Day is. And I said that I was like, does this mean the Judgment Day is coming to an end gradually? Because this other suddenly they started talking about who the real leader of the Judgment Day is. And as far as I'm concerned, it is the only woman amongst the men, Mommy. I don't want to hear what you have to say, but to me, Mommy is the real leader of the Judgment Day. But Priest, being Priest, maybe because he thinks he's the oldest or he's Mr. Money in the Bank this year, he thinks he's supposed to be the leader of the Judgment Day. Meanwhile, JD doesn't even have a say in their word. Dom, nah. Finn doesn't even really have their time or anything like that. So the battle is between Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest. But let's just see how that one goes about it. Speaking of what I mentioned earlier, Shinsuke Nakamura still thinks he would finish Cody Rhodes' story for him, which I don't think is possible because, I mean, Cody is going to Royal Rumble. He will definitely finish the story and defeat our tribal chief on WrestleMania 40. So I don't know where Shinsuke wants to come and finish the story for him because Cody ain't. I don't even think Nakamura can stand a chance. Though Nakamura is a good wrestler, but I don't think he can finish the story because, I mean, not everybody's story has to go with him. Just because him and Cody Rhodes both won Royal Rumble and at the same time they lost WrestleMania that year doesn't mean Cody's story will end up like his. Cody is going to finish the story, and that's on period. Rhea Ripley, our mommy, defeated Maxine Dupree of the Alpha Academy on a non-title match. I wasn't surprised on that one. But let's go on. CM Punk came last night, guys. He came to Monday Night Raw last night, and he finally makes his decision on who to pick between the Raw brand, the NXT brand, or the SmackDown brand. And of course, CM Punk came and everyone was going wild and gaga. And he mentioned Adam Pearce, who is the general manager of Raw, offered him something worth more than what Nick Aldis from SmackDown and Shawn Michaels from NXT offered him, which means CM Punk is an official member of the Raw brand. And that was not all, though. I mean, CM Punk came and said he's here to right the wrong and his future is now. The future is now. He's the best in the world. But I think he came too soon because the Monday Night Rollins, the visionary, our one and only WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins came out and spoke too soon on what CM Punk had to say concerning signing the contract to the Raw brand in this little video right here.
Call this place your home. This is not your home.
It's not your home. It's not your home for me. But that was a pretty interesting segment. I really enjoyed watching that last night. Moving on, we see CM Punk announcing that is going to be one of the superstars that's going to be coming out for the Men's Royal Rumble. I mean, this feud between Rollins and CM Punk is gradually upgrading, and I'm excited because I'm like, gay, Punk and Rollins, gay, Punk and Rollins, gay, Punk and Rollins. I can't wait to see these two men on the ring beating the hell out of each other, and one person has to stand up and be the World Heavyweight Champion. But before then, let's move on. We see Bronson Reed defeating Ivar. Drew McIntyre met CM Punk backstage saying he doesn't care about Punk's story or road story. He wants his own story. And like I've said in previous videos, I personally think Drew McIntyre should be a wrestler that's more than just an ordinary. He's worth being an more. What am I saying? Drew McIntyre worth more than being an ordinary wrestler, Jerry. He needs a title. I even feel like he should have won the IC title way back at WrestleMania 39 this year, but I mean, WWE has bigger plans than we think, but let's just see how everything goes. CM Punk says he's excited that he's in the Royal Rumble, and Cody Rhodes replies with, he's also excited CM Punk is in the Royal Rumble, but two stories cannot finish at once. Even though they are the top two superstars to remain in the Royal Rumble match, one man has to come out as champion. One man has to come out as the winner of the Royal Rumble. And Cody specifically thinks that he's going to be the one. He's happy Punk is in the Royal Rumble match, but two stories cannot finish at once, according to Cody Rhodes. Me personally, I don't know. I actually want Cody to win. I actually want Cody to finally finish the story because, I mean, Cody can actually win the Royal Rumble match again next year and go against our tribal chief. And even though Punk doesn't win, he's obviously going to have a match against Seth Rollins because he said he wants to main event WrestleMania 40. He could main event night 1 and Cody main event night 2 for the second time in a row. But moving on, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance defeats Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell to upgrade themselves into being the #1 contender for the WWE Women's Tag Team title. Then, The Miz and the DIY defeats the Imperium. In a backstage segment, Miz asked Gunther, who is our Intercontinental Champion, for a rematch for the IC title. And Gunther says he accepts this challenge, but if Miz loses, Miz doesn't have a chance to come to him and ask for any rematch again until, as long as he's champion, Miz cannot challenge him for the IC title. That is if Miz loses. But fortunately, if fate turns on Miz's side and he wins the IC title, then it's a good luck to him. Then last but definitely not the least, Becky Lynch and Nia Jax. So there's been this whole Nia Jax coming out to say Becky Lynch has only been main event superstar because of her. Personally, I think the man remains the man, but Nia Jax or not, she deserves to be a main event superstar. She has worked hard to get to that point, and she's succeeding and she's flying high. Then finally, we see Cody Rhodes defeating Shinsuke Nakamura last night, and that led to a brawl breaking out. And Nakamura actually didn't take it so well, but that's just all I have for you guys on today's Monday Night Raw update. Then after show stuffs, after show previews, after shows news and facts, a birthday shout out to Jon Moxley, who was known as Dean Ambrose when he was in WWE, but he's now an AEW wrestler. Birthday shout out to Rey Mysterio, the Hall of Famer Rey Mysterio, who celebrated his birthday yesterday. A birthday shout out to him. And finally, a birthday shout out to Kurt Angle, who also celebrated his birthday last week. Then another big update: this Friday night SmackDown would be live, and another SmackDown would be for the next Friday night SmackDown. Not this Friday night SmackDown. The next one is going to be taped down because the superstars are going on a Christmas break. So which means happy holidays, guys. Merry Christmas in advance. And WWE are giving their wrestlers a time off by giving them that 1 week celebration off for themselves with their families and their friends. So next Friday night SmackDown updates would be taped, but this Friday night SmackDown is going to be live. So I feel like this is the last live Friday night SmackDown before Christmas. Yeah. So, and during the course of this week, WWE remembered a very big superstar who passed on 14 years ago, who is Umanga, also known as Edward Fatu. Then another update: Cody Rhodes and Dirty Dom are the only two wrestlers in WWE that's wrestled over 100 matches in 2023 alone, which is really super, because I saw it and I was like, oh my god, Dirty Dom! You mean Dominic Mysterio has wrestled that much this year? And it's really awesome because it shows Dominic Mysterio has been putting so much effort, and of course it shows that Cody Rhodes has been working so hard to finish his story next year. And finally, we have Braun Strowman giving us this whole announcement that his return to WWE would be as a tribute to our late Bray Wyatt, who passed on August this year, which is still very sad. Everyone remembers The Fiend, the fairly fire funhouse man Bray Wyatt, who passed on August this year. And Braun Strowman, who is a very great friend of Bray Wyatt, came up to announce that his return to WWE would be as a tribute to the late Bray Wyatt, also known as The Fiend. And then finally, but definitely not the least, during this past week, we had the whole match and segment for the -- 1 contender for the United States Championship, which means any superstar that's going to win this would have a match against Logan Paul for a title match, that is the United States title. We had the likes of Santos Escobar, Kevin Owens, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller being picked as the superstars being picked for this whole contender. And we also had an NXT superstar that will be picked by Shawn Michaels to be a part of this superstar that will contend for the United States title. And it was announced that Carmelo is from the NXT, also known as him, was the superstar that was picked by Shawn Michaels to be the #1 contender for the United States champion. So a very good luck to Carmelo is. I hope he wins this stuff. I hope he gets qualified and everything goes well for him. And hopefully he will be our United States champion. Like I said, hopefully everyone gets to upgrade one way or the other, one day at a time. So guys, that's it for today's episode. I'm sure you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to put your comment down there in the comment section below. Hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit the notification button so you get notified when next I post a video. And please don't forget to share to your family and your friends.